Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated superstar, Tim Vicious. And we are talking about the Royal Rumble, and we are only talking about the Royal Rumble this week due to unforeseen circumstances. Weather wound up postponing Monday Night Raw. Hence why I am recording now here in the Vicious Studio this early. So by the time y'all see this, it will probably be when I'm normally recording. But either way, on with this week's show. Now, it is on the Royal Rumble in my beloved hometown of Philadelphia. And I absolutely love the show. I thought it was a good pay-per-view. It was really nice and solid. To some, trying to think on how to best put it. Yeah, my buddy Axel Mulligan, he put it best, doing his best Triple H. And brother, I'm normally not one for doing gimmick infringement, but I gotta take a page out of your book and do the ever-infamous Triple H moment. Oh, did somebody not get what they wanted? Yeah, I will get into that moment, and I will get to that in just a moment. So, on with this week's show. Kickoff show. Got Big E and Kofi going up against the masters of the WWE Universe, Cesaro and Kid, and by the power of Grayskull, they have the power! Okay, as a He-Man mark, I can't help but enjoy the fact that they call themselves that. And, you know, with Adam Rose with them, even if you don't do the Orko thing, like I said, easy enough. You have the masters of the WWE Universe with Prince Adam Rose. He-Man marks like me will appreciate that. I know you do. But yeah, this tag match, it was good. This is what I wanted to see right from the get-go with New Day. You know, not that whole running around, jumping, doing crap, you know. No, I wanted to see them go out there, say they have a message, and go and show it, you know. And Kid and Cesaro, not gonna lie, like I've said it before, you know, was really hesitant on the idea of them two tag teaming, but you know what? Damn it all to hell, I am a big enough man to say when I am wrong, and I was frickin' wrong. These guys are great. I absolutely love it. I love seeing them two doing the tag teaming. Would I have preferred Chris Hero, Cassius Ohno, and NXT to have made it to the main roster and them two tag team, so that way we could have the Kings of Wrestling on WWE TV? Absolutely. But I'm not going to sit there and bitch and whine and cry like some people would and threaten to go and cancel a subscription. But again, I'll get into that later. You know, but this match, it was really good. You know, it was nice, solid tag teaming, which is what I've been saying we need. If you're gonna do tag teaming, you need an emphasis on it. Not just say, okay, we're gonna have you two team together and have you two team together now, go at it. Or say Team A versus Team Z, and there. Oh, by the way, you're jobbing. No. This could just probably be the fact I grew up in the generation where tag teaming was an emphasis on TV, you know? Not just but you know, it feels like tag team wrestling is a dying art form, and you know, it's a shame. And especially considering that, you know, when I wrestled, I spent most of my time as a tag team guy. And I'm not, but, ah. But yeah, this match, it was really good. This is the kind of tag team action I wish I could get on Monday or Thursday nights on a regular basis. You know, why they don't do that, I don't know. I know for a fact that Michael Hayes watches this show constantly because, you know, he has heard me say he has heard a couple of my ideas on here. Just like I also know Colt Cabana watches this show. Hi, Colt. I'm still waiting for you to, you know, take my idea about Virgil with Wrestling Road Diaries 3. But yeah. Anyways, Cesaro and Kid wound up getting the win, and I'm hoping that those guys are going to eventually get a title shot and actually win it, because, you know, damn it all, they are a strong team, and they show that they can make the titles mean something. Yeah. Now, on with the main show now. The main show, it starts off with the Outlaws versus the Ascension, and when I first heard about this match, all I thought was, this better be the squashiest of all squash matches, and well, to be fairly honest, I'm not gonna lie, seeing this match, I was really impressed because of the fact that they actually had the Ascension looking like how they should have when they first debuted. As opposed to, you know, taking out a team that already lost earlier in the night and then beating local jobbers who are lucky if they break $1.25 soaking wet, and that's saying something considering I'm only $1.80. You know, but yeah, Victor and Connor, I absolutely like the Ascension. And when I'm talking about I like the Ascension, I'm talking I like NXT Ascension. Main roster Ascension, I just want to look at and slap them with a big bag of what the fuck. Because seriously, you got jacked up face paint like you're trying to look like a wannabe idea of Road Warriors. Then you're doing the leather pads, you know, But yeah, it was good. I got 2 good tag team matches in a row that I liked, and as a tag team mark, I was in pure heaven right there. I had what me and my buddy Axel Mulligan refer to as a Randy Marsh moment. If you don't know what that means, well, you know that episode of South Park where Randy wound up getting on the internet and had a little, trying to keep this a little bit censored because some kids listen, he had a little too much fun on 1 or 2 particular sites, and yeah. But yeah, Ascension wound up winning. They hit total elimination. I know it's not called that, but to anyone that grew up seeing Cronus and Saturn and the Eliminator as the Eliminators, it is called total elimination, not Fall of Man. I'm sorry, that's it with me. Argument and all other arguments are invalid. But yeah, I liked the match. I thought it was good. Next up, 3. That's right. Feel like count from fucking Sesame Street now. 3 tag team matches in a row. And now that was in pure bliss. Tag team title match, Usos versus Miz and Mizdow. This was the match I have been saying for a while. You know, I said since Miz and Mizdow dropped the titles, that they, back at Survivor Series, that this was going to be make or break night for it. You know, as far as with Mizdow. And Well, first off, thank God. Thank you. Thank you for not having Miz do the figure four, because really, we don't need any more kittens killed. People, seriously, like I said, every time Miz does the figure four, God kills a kitten. Somebody think of the kittens! But yeah, I liked it, you know? And the Usos, everyone knows I'm not a big fan of the Usos. It's not that I'm saying that they're not bad. It's just, they haven't done nothing to really wow me and say, I like that team. You know? I mean, they haven't done nothing to give me that, okay, yeah, I can see why people are behind you. You know, I just don't see it. You know? But, you know, again, best points in the match were always, and obviously, Mizdow. You know, and there were moments, just sheer moments, where you thought they really did have it. And I'm not sure, but I swear, I think I saw a roll-up at one point in this match where the ref wound up... the ref. I'm thinking faster than I'm talking. The ref slid through a pin... He either slid to the pin position and then started to count, or he wound up doing a 4 count. I'm not sure. I'm going to be going on watching it on the network, because unlike some douchebags, I'm still keeping mine. Yes, I am still poking fun at all of you guys, and I'm going to get to that reason later. Feel like I'm doing a Vince Russo thing now. I know stuff. You're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah. There were a lot of near falls on this that really had me. Probably the best near fall I saw on this match, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be the only one that says it, was when Mizdow slid right out of nowhere. Wham! Hit skull crushing finale, crawled right back out of nowhere where he came from. And then Miz just threw the arm on top. 1, 2, oh, and a kick out. That one that made me do, oh, what the fuck? That was my what the fuck moment right there, because if you can get me to go and do, oh, come on, in a tag team title match, especially considering on how they've treated tag teams within the past, we'll just say 3 to 4 years. What'd that tell you? Oh yeah, the Usos wound up retaining the titles. You know, sadly to say, the one, I don't know if it was Uso 1 or 2, it was one of them. It was the one with the face paint. We'll leave it at that. He wound up doing he wound up going to the top, hit the splash, and got the 1, 2, 3. And, yeah. Saw some bickering between Miz and Mizdow, for which, you know, was extremely disappointed that they didn't just have Mizdow say, you know what, fuck it, I'm out. Would have liked to have seen that right there, but I'll get to that, you know. Next matchup, excuse me one moment, and... oh man, I lost my penicillin! It's the ST Divas match! At the Bella Skanks versus Natty and Paige, and... ugh. I did not like this one bit. And I know people are all like, oh yeah, Paige is on the main roster now. That's a good thing. Paige is on Total Divas, yeah! Well, not really. A lot of people haven't been doing that because she's on the show. But point being, here's the thing. Paige and Natalya are pretty much the only 2 wrestlers in the women's division. And I'm actually referring to being a wrestler, not a sports entertainer. Because contrary to what other people may say, and I was a wrestler, not a fucking sports entertainer. Those people that walk into the ring are wrestlers, not sports entertainers. You have to get trained and you have to learn on how to work in that sport, just like you have to with football, baseball, soccer, hockey, anything else. You have to learn and you have to train. You have to put your body through hell. In fact, I say it constantly, that is the most physically demanding sport out there on the planet, and that's even more demanding than MMA. Because MMA, you get 1, 2, sometimes maybe 3 fights in anywhere between a few months. Whereas with pro wrestling, and we'll just say for WWE, you're out there, you're working 300 plus days a year doing that. Getting body slammed, night in, night out. And yeah. I've been dealing with a lot of shit because of the Rumble since it ended. So, this is pretty much coming off like old school season 1 vicious right here, kids. But yeah, this is the women's wrestling. It's gone to shit in a handbasket, and honestly, it has gone. It wound up. The women's division has gone and into the crapper ever since, in my opinion anyway, ever since Trish and Lita left. I mean, obviously we had good moments, but not to say that the division has been the same. And it's a shame. But enough about with that part. Back onto the tag match. Yeah. The biggest part of it that I got out of that match was Paige really didn't get much tag time in, and when the One Bella yelled Brie mode, I automatically thought, is Brie mode the same as Montezuma's Revenge? That's pretty much all I got out of that. Yeah. And the Bella Skanks did win, sad to say. Thankfully, though, it wasn't with that one move that I keep on saying, the rack attack. No, it was just with forearm smash right to the mush. But next up, triple threat match. Seth Rollins, Cuck Fina, John Cena, almost getting this murmur worked. I'm getting this murmur worked on here and there, versus the reigning, defending WWE Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Conqueror, Brock Lesnar. And there's my Paul Heyman impression. So I did a Triple H and Paul Heyman all in one night. But yeah, normally with triple threats, you normally feel like that there's a guy that's just there as a third wheel. Up until the bell rang, I thought that was going to be Seth, and holy shit was I wrong. This is gotta be my favorite triple threat match. And when I mean a triple threat match, I mean one fall to a finish triple threat match, not a three-way dance. Because there is a difference. Triple threat, one fall to a finish. Three-way dance is an elimination. But this was a beautiful match, and Seth Rollins got the stamp. It was phenomenal. He showed he wasn't a challenger, but as an equal to being a competitor on main event level to the likes of John Cena and Brock Lesnar. Seth was on par with everything. I mean, Seth wound up hitting spots that I didn't even think he would have in this match. I mean, Brock had Cena in the Kimura. I was looking like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Are they gonna make him do a? Are they gonna make him like do a? Like his arm's gonna break or what? Next thing you know, Cena picks up Brock while he still has it locked in. Seth springboard off of the ropes and knee right to the head. Aside from that, Seth lays Brock out on the Spanish table, climbs up and does an elbow. I wish I could say a la Macho Man Savage, but no, this was more like a Shawn Michaels-like maneuver. He did one just like Shawn, and you could just see, like the very split second Seth hit Brock, the table imploded. Just, and Brock was down, and I mean down. And then, yeah, after that, it was Cena and Rollins for a good bit. And them two, they were going at it good and hard, and that was beautiful. Oh, God. I was salivating at the idea on this, you know, and yeah, it's probably the biggest thing like that made me do was Seth did the Phoenix Splash. He did the Phoenix Splash, and you could even hear the crowd. Wow, all were just like, holy shit. I mean, they didn't actually say that, but they just did that kind. And then right after he did, and right when he did that, next thing you know, Brock just, like he got a needle with adrenaline pump shot right into his heart. It was like, slid into the ring, suplexed the shit out of Seth, and then proceeded to go and you know, just beat the shit out of both of them. Cena gave Brock like 3 AAs in a row, and it took that many to get Brock to sit down for just like 5 seconds. Seth, again, Seth wound up doing Seth went to go do a springboard. Brock caught him mid-air, held him on his shoulders, and then wham, hit him with the F5. He got the 1, 2, 3. So, you know, the winner and still WWE champion, Brock Lesnar. Now, you know, I know a lot of people have been shitting on the idea that Brock has been champion, and you all know who you are, but even you cannot deny the fact that Brock was on fucking par and definitely earned that win. You know, you want to be mad at the fact that Brock's a champ and he's not on TV all the time. Okay, go ahead. Ominous Dominus, that's your God-given right. You know, I got no problem with that whatsoever. But at least be open to hear another person's perspective on that. Because I have no problem with that because, like I said before, Brock was a much-needed face in the main event scene when he won the title. And you know what? He did, and he won it in a match the likes of which no one ever suspected to see. Brock dominated 99.9% of that match. And since then, Brock has just been coming out and suplexing the shit out of anyone that has stood in front of him. You know, and it's rightfully so that he gets billed that way because aside from, you know, take a look at his track record from when he first started wrestling. 2002 King of the Ring. Former WWE champion. Youngest WWE champion in company history. You know, one of, I believe, 6 gaijin that were IWGP heavyweight champions. You know, UFC World Heavyweight Champion. Put the one in the Undertaker's undefeated streak. Do you not see that he is a qualified athlete? But yeah, next up now, it was the Royal Rumble match. Now, too many names to go and talk about and say on who were, to go and call it. When you do battle royals like this, you got too many names and you got too many faces to call, and it's just like a giant clusterfuck to put all together for that. So, for the sake of that and time constraints, I'm just going to narrow down spots I popped for and names I popped for. I popped the hell out of the fact that they brought Bubba in for that. Bubba Ray Dudley. Would have really it was nice to see Bubba Ray in. Would have appreciated it if they'd have had him with the tie-dye instead of the camo, but beggars can't be choosers. Boogeyman was surprised as all hell at the fact on DDP. Let's see, who the hell else did I go and freak the hell out for? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I was hoping that they were going to have one or two more ECW guys, but the dickhole, rat-looking prick bastard that he is, and I'm not even joking, he really does look like a rat, Kevin Dunn, in his infinite wisdom, felt that shouldn't have too many ECW guys, even though it's in Philadelphia, because they would take away from the WWE product itself. Hey, Dunn, here's a cold hard fact for you. If it wasn't for ECW, WWE wouldn't have had the Attitude Era. If Sandman wasn't drinking beers and getting hung up on a cross, neither would have Steve Austin. If ECW didn't have Dawn Marie and Tammy Lynn Snitch going and slapping each other's asses like that, you wouldn't have had bra and panty matches. Don't go bothering to go and say, oh, well, we don't want this because it'll take away from that. No, it wouldn't have. It was in fucking Philadelphia. Of course you're going to expect ECW. You're going to expect ECW chants and polls for that. But yeah, it's probably one of my biggest disappointments was with the Rumble. One, Titus O'Neil was only in the ring for about 4 seconds, and I've gone on before plenty of times on how Titus should be in, if not a solid, legitimate mid-card status, then climbing up to say, hey, I could be a main eventer, you just put me in that spot to show I can do it, and motherfucker, I'll do it. But aside from that, Bray Wyatt was in the ring and he dominated. And he was in the ring for like 40 plus minutes. I think he was in there longer than anyone else that night. And I'm not 100% sure, I didn't keep count. I think he had more eliminations than anyone else in that night. Not records, but just for that night. And and just the way Bray got eliminated, going after Big Show, and then next thing you know, running, charging after Big Show, and getting a WMD. Bray just... And then Big Show just picking Bray up and tossing him to the side like he was a fucking piece of trash. Because not only did they do that with him, they did that with Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler as well as who I wanted to win the Royal Rumble, Cesaro. Now, I knew for a fact Cesaro wasn't going to win because I was smart enough to know, to see not only the writing on the wall, but to know where the smart money is. Doesn't mean that I didn't want him to win, though. Cesaro, he got treated, he didn't even really get a chance to show his Battle Royal chops, especially considering, he not only picked up Big Show, but picked up Big Show, took 3 or 4 steps, and then tossed Show over at the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal at Mania. But, heaven forbid we should actually have some Swiss guy look good. And it came down on how it started to come down. Reigns, for a good bit, a lot of people thought it was Reigns, Ambrose, Kane, and Show as the final 4. I even thought that for a bit because I legitimately forgot Rusev took a shot and fell not over the top but through the ropes and was out on the ground for a bit. And they didn't talk about him, which was a good thing because that's what they needed to do to play that part. But, you saw Ambrose and Reigns working together, going and taking it to Kane and Show. Next thing you know, Ambrose got eliminated, got bullshit chants from that. Same thing with Daniel Bryan, which I can't say that I was mad that he got eliminated because he was my wild card on if who I knew was going to win. If he wasn't going to, then it would have obviously been Bryan as number 2. But he wasn't in there long enough to really give that feel of, okay, yeah, he put up the fight, but he lost. But, I'm not gonna get mad and bitter like a lot like those Smarky McSmarkertons out there have been because, on how the Rumble came to an end, Reigns tossed out Show and Kane. They climbed back into the ring to start proceeding to give Roman a beatdown, and then cue the music. Rock comes out, beats the shit out of both of them, and then leaves. And then they remind us that Rusev never got eliminated, and then Reigns eliminates Rusev, so he wins. So Roman won, who, if you didn't figure out that the Rumble was custom tailored for him to win this year, wake up, people. And here's the thing, and now, if you're not smart enough, folks, this is where you're going to get the real serious fucking rant part right here. Here's the thing. Last year's Royal Rumble, everyone was bitching and whining because Roman didn't win the Rumble. When it was fair and fully obvious that Batista was going to win. But the fact that this year, and that it was fairly obvious Roman was going to win, and now those same people that wanted Roman to win are shitting all over the idea. Here's the thing. It's a good thing Roman won. Am I happy that he won? No, I didn't want him to win. I wanted Cesaro to win. But here's the thing. Roman is what we need right now because he is a fresh face in the main event pool that is very much so stagnant. Within the past 5 to 6 years, how many new faces in the main event scene have we gotten? We had CM Punk, who wound up getting his nuts in a vice because he wasn't being treated the way he liked. And then you got Daniel Bryan, who got a neck injury, and for all intents and purposes, and I'm speaking also, I have several pinched nerves in my neck, so I can Granted, I don't have a neck injury as bad as Brian, but I have a neck injury, so I know for a fact on how bad those are. You get a neck injury, your first thought is, am I going to be able to compete again? And even yet, am I going to be able to wrestle the way I did again? Because, you know, folks, here's the thing. Not a lot of people were good wrestlers, but were behind them. You know, and a good example, and I know a lot of people are going to shit on me for this, but I don't give a flying fuck right now. Steve Austin, before he got the neck injury, he was an amazing, brilliant technician. After he got that neck injury from the pile driver Owen gave him, he had to change his style and he went to mostly brawling. You know? And that's the cold hard truth. I mean, he would do a Luthez press. You know, he would do a Luthez press. He would go and do arm bars and headlocks. But I think the last legitimate wrestling move I remember seeing Steve Austin do, aside from the stunner, was the $1 Million Dream to Rock when they were main eventing at WrestleMania when Austin turned heel. Now, when people are shitting all over the idea that Roman Reigns is going to be the new face. Okay, you know what? But here's the thing. And again, writing on the wall here, people. I said 2 years ago, when the Shield came on the scene, when they broke up, Roman was going to get the same kind of push Batista did. Lo and behold, look what happened. Roman, former tag team champion. Batista, tag team champion. Roman wins Royal Rumble. Batista wins Royal Rumble. Do you not see the similarities here? You know, I'm all for it and I fully support it. And here's the biggest, most important issue that you really need to keep in mind in regards with this. Let the damn story play out. The story hasn't even happened yet. Raw's not airing because of the weather. We won't know on how they're going to play this out until next week. So, you know, you just gotta wait. You gotta wait and see. Because honest to goodness, if you don't and you're just gonna shit on it beforehand, all you're doing is just feeding in to the negative stereotype that those IWC sheeps have. Because honest to goodness, and here's the truth, after Roman won, they started making this big trend on Twitter saying to cancel WWE Network. They're canceling their WWE Network subscriptions because of it. Really? You're going to threaten to cancel your subscription because the guy you wanted to win didn't. That's the same as trying to put a company on hostage. In fact, that is the mirror image of or not even the mirror image. That is the exact idea of putting a company on hostage. You're going to have my guy win or I won't watch you no more. Really? I mean, I'm not trying to be like the Miz here, but really? Really? I put out something on Twitter earlier when that cancel network thing was going on saying, hey, dumbasses, I want you to think for a minute. You cancel that, you ain't catching NXT. And I got a whole ton of replies back from a lot of people trying to badmouth me and trying to step to me and make my argument invalid. But you know what? The second I said something back to them, they backed off. Point blank. They wanted to say, oh, well, I can catch it on Hulu. And my money's not going towards them. My money's not going towards WWE now. No, dumbass, it is. Because the money you're giving to Hulu, you're giving them money to Hulu. Hulu's giving that money to them. So in essence, all you're doing is just giving a third party. Oh, well, I'll just go and rip it off of a torrent or stream it off of the internet for free. Really? So you're going to commit piracy and wind up causing which will wind up leading to the product eventually being canceled then. Seriously. Folks, you want to be mad at the company? By all means. I have been mad at WWE more times than I can count. But that does not mean I am going to turn my back and just walk away from the product altogether. It is no. No. You want to be mad at someone, don't be mad at Roman. He's a soldier, he had his orders, he had to do them. He had to follow them through. You want to be pissed at someone? Go be pissed at Vince McMahon. Go be pissed at that rat prick looking fuck, Kevin Dunn. You know, you want to be pissed at people, make sure you get pissed at the right people, because you know what? There's even things going out there saying that people were threatening Roman. Verbally threatening Roman Reigns. You know, seriously? Really? You're going to do that kind of fucking shit just because you didn't get your own way. You're as bad as CM Punk is because he got his nuts in a vice and said, oh, well, I'm not getting what I want, so I'm doing this. You're doing the same exact shit. And that makes me sick to my fucking stomach that people are going to do that. Now, I spent enough time complaining on that. All in all, I absolutely love the pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to seeing Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. You know, was it the best Rumble that I ever saw? God, no. But it wasn't the worst. All in all, I give that Royal Rumble a good 3.5 to 4. Now, like on normal, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch all the other episodes. Look for me on Twitter at TimVicious. Make sure y'all look for my backup account, Tim_Vicious. You know, also folks, make sure y'all follow all of these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. Vicky Earls, I am Danny Sunday, Monkey Morris. Make sure y'all check out Vicky's YouTube channel. Axel Mulligan, make sure y'all check out Axel's show. Axel's Wrestling Review. He changed the name of it recently. Sunday Segway. Kenny, hope I can get on there soon, brother. Especially in regards with all of this, because if you've seen what I had to say on here, you know, just imagine if you can get Shugs to play your motherfucking music with me and you. Sinfully Sabrina, Cranky Grandpa, Legion Lady Aaron, Alva Ben, the piece of shit, just a stupid Mark. And yeah, Mark, you're still a piece of shit. And my client, who, as I have said before, is the true Raw General Manager, Bronx Bitch forever. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, and for tonight only, if you're gonna do that whole cancel WWE Network thing because Roman Reigns won, fuck yous.